I submitted hundreds of bug reports. I told that idiot this would happen. Overlapping scripts. More than one AI was bound to be spawned into an environment at some point. Turns out I missed the point. That little error changed everything.
Chris took an immediate and deep dislike to the skinny red rectangle. Who the hell did this Thomas think he was?
Hello again, welcome back to Thomas Was Alone. I am DragonofEternity and this is Chapter 1. Funnily... and my cat is meowing. Funnily enough, the previous video was Chapter 0. So yeah, this is Chris. He is a orange square and he is very cynical. I like him quite a lot. His cynicism appeals to me.
Chris had been doing fine. He wasn't the highest jumper, but he'd held his own. He'd even been graceful at times. Well, not technically graceful, it's probably the wrong word, but you know, fine. There was that skinny little runt leaping about like he owned the place.
So yeah, as you can probably tell from that, Chris can't jump as high as Thomas. So we need Thomas's help to get him to higher places. And then with that, he can make it to the bottom of here. There we go. So now we just need to get Thomas over. And boom.
Okay, this was more like it. A glowy white thing. Only Chris could get to it, which of course made it all the more enticing. What would it do? What new opportunity might this switch open up to him? Great. Another chance for Thomas to jump slightly higher than Chris. How fortunate. Seriously, this made the whole switch pressing thing entirely worthwhile.
He's so cynical. I love it.
Was this good? Because on the surface, it did not seem good. Chris was pretty scared. Little Red seemed fine, happy to be on his merry little adventure. Chris couldn't shake the feeling that things had taken a significant turn for the worse since Thomas had joined him. Sure, he'd been able to piggyback his way to ever so slightly higher platforms, but where had that got him? Well, to ever so slightly higher platforms, which was sort of his point. Chris stared at Thomas with pure hatred. He seemed so very happy at their situation. Friends together, a brave fellowship of quadrilaterals on a quest for greatness. That would be fine. But it was all the obvious observation that Thomas was doing which grated. Every time they saw something vaguely new, Chris would hear a satisfied little from the vaulting idiot. He hoped the next portal would split them up, if only for a few levels.
Maybe Chris will have that chance to have a break from Thomas. But deep down, I think Chris doesn't want to be alone either. I mean, Thomas is certainly happy to have Chris here. He's got a friend to explore with. He's got a block to jump on top of. To reach higher places. Which was the point of the last level. And oh, this thing is going way too fast for my liking. And we made it. Oh, him! I love him.
John knew. He knew that this was his chance. A moment to shine. This was game day.
So yeah, this is John. He is a yellow rectangle. And he is very tall.
This would not do. John needed room to show off his exceptional skills. As it was, he was trapped on the wrong side of these little dot things. Where did they come from, anyway?
They came from the previous level, John.
John inhaled the air of the open space, and it smelled of awesome. Time to flex those muscles, to put his training to use, time to show those little dots how it was done. John decided to press the switch, to let the little dots catch up with him. John cared for his new allies. You could tell from the sympathetic expression he'd practiced in the mirror all these years.
Yes, you can tell, John. I don't know how to describe him. He's very proud. I'll give him that. And being proud can be a good thing until it goes to hell, like it did with Garish Hellscream. And I wanted Chris to be on top of John, and Thomas to be there. Into the abyss. Now, John can definitely help get the other blocks to higher places, and you'll be seeing a lot of that in the next few levels. In fact, yeah, you'll probably see it right now. Thomas needs to get across. It's too high. John's here, and Thomas is across. And those three blocks there kind of look like a... well... can John get up here?
John was happy to keep helping. He felt it was important to his image that he was seen to help the little guys.
Right, I need Thomas over here, John over here, Chris there, nope, Chris over there, Thomas there, Thomas here again, Chris here, Thomas there, and Chris there. And we're definitely going to need John here. Ooh, Nelly. Right. Chris, you go there. Thomas, you go there. John, you go there. My cat has me on once again. I think it's time for him to wake up. That's going to be an issue. Right. Thomas to there. Chris to there. Thomas to there. John to there. Chris to there. And we're gonna have to wait for...
so much either. The red one, Thomas, had a charming way of applauding every time John jumped.
Yeah, we're gonna need to wait for that to come down. That's down and go. Can I get everyone across? And John is there. Okie dokie. Easy jump across. And all three are there. Now I kind of want to mention that these three definitely remind me of...
The angry orange one was less immediately likeable, but his unremitting cynicism and tutting amused John.
Now if I can talk, I can definitely see the narration getting in the way of this playthrough, for me commentating at least. These three remind me of the main three people from the Polaris Game Station podcast. John... Now I'll start with Chris first. Chris is definitely Total Biscuit. He completely reminds me of him. I want to say Thomas is probably Dodger. And John is definitely Jesse. That's pretty much it. Final level of this recording.
Interesting. A floating target. This would require coordination, balance, and timing.
Yes, it would, John.
John was sure the dots would be lost, but he was happy to guide them to triumph.
Oh, crap. Oh, hang on, I can just get these guys across. Over there. Over there. Over there. Jump. Jump. Jump.
Maybe that's what the dots were for. They were there to extend John's reach, to make his performance even more impressive. John liked the thought. He decided to keep them.
Yay, John's gonna keep us. That's interesting. So yeah, this is the 10th level of Chapter 1. I will end this part here. This has been DragonofEternity, and you have been watching me play more. Thomas was alone. Until next time.